If you've paged through any magazine, you have seen a celebrity or a model with striking hair color. Chances are their hair has been colored with a balayage technique. Now, I believe learning to balayage as a professional allows you to offer more customized color services for your clients. I think there's nothing more exciting than to strategically place points of color free-handedly where it matters the most. Like, for instance, a focal point of a haircut, a dominant side of a bob, or even to frame the face. Today, I'm very excited to show you 2 balayage techniques that you can easily do in 3 easy steps. So stay tuned, that's coming up next. Beauty industry professionals, Tony Garcia-Jackson here with Advanced Education for Beauty Industry Professionals. In today's Monday Mannequin video, I'm going to show you 2 balayage techniques that will really wow your clients. Now, balayage is actually a free-form technique used to create natural looking highlights by choosing either individual strands or what I like to call delicate sections of hair to sort of paint in the highlights. You know, and I love this technique because it gives a lot of creative freedom for color placement and color variation. And you can use varying levels of developer and lightener to create color gradation in your lightening effects. And you can even use high lift color to balayage. Either way, technique is important. And there are many ways to balayage. And today I'm going to show you 2 ways in just 3 easy steps, so let's get started. Protect the hair that is not going to be color treated by applying a piece of balayage film over the area. Use clips to secure it in place. This will require that you pre-plan your design or discuss with the client where they'd like to see most of their color. Keep in mind the focal points of the haircut, the design of the style when choosing where to place your color. Next, you will slice out a section of hair to highlight. Be careful not to take too large of a section. Your sections should be fine enough or thin enough that you can see through them. Place the balayage board directly under your slice. My first application of the lightener is in the center of the hair against the board. And this is so that I can secure the hair while I'm painting the lightener on. I am focusing my lightener application in the front and the back of my section. As I paint in the center, I am creating almost a V formation so that I don't have a stark line of demarcation, so that the color is almost diffused and looks natural as it grows out. Part of balayaging is to make it look natural, so you don't want to concentrate on making it look perfect. So you want to have very random lines as you are applying your lightener. And be sure to create negative space on your slice. Once you have completed applying your lightener, the next thing you will do is cover your section with a piece of balayage film. Technique 2. For this technique, you will carve out a small section of hair to place your balayage. If you're ever unsure where to place your balayage, try placing it in a focal point in a hairstyle or a haircut. For this technique, I'm using a balayage paddle, and I'm applying the lightener to the paddle. I'm going to start by applying the lightener to my section. When you're applying your lightener to your balayage section, you want to keep your lightener on the top of the section. The lightener is not meant to go through the section onto the other side. As you make your way towards the end of the hair, you will take your balayage section and place it on your balayage board. We want to make sure that we saturate the ends with the lightener so that we can have a higher saturation of lift towards the ends of the hair, where the hair tends to thin out or be finer at the ends. When you're doing balayage, be careful not to allow the lightener to saturate through the section unless you're working on the ends. We have a tendency to want to do that, especially if you've been highlighting. The idea of balayage is for the lightener or your high lift color to lay on top of your section. So now let's do another one. We've carved out another section, and I am applying the lightener from my balayage board right onto my section. I want to make sure that I don't create any hard lines of demarcation by kind of just swiping at the area closest to the scalp. And again, as you come down to the ends of the hair, you want to place the ends on your balayage board and apply your lightener so that it saturates through to the ends of the hair. Next, you will cover your section with a piece of balayage film, and we do this so that we can keep the lightener moist and keep it from drying out. Next, we process for the desired processing time. So here is our finished balayage technique, and you can see that there is some variation in color as well as variation in color placement. It would be wise to either glaze or tone this, because this is just decolorization. There's no color actually added. When you pull the hair away, you don't see any striped hairlines around the hairline. If she were to pull hair over top of it, you can kind of see where the color would fall. So these are the benefits of balayage, that you can place the color exactly where you want them and customize the color. This concludes this week's Monday Mannequin video on balayaging. As always, it's a good idea to practice any new technique on a mannequin first before trying them on a paying client. Since this concludes this week's video, I will see you next week with another great tip. If this is your first time here at Tony TV, why don't you take a few minutes right now to subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button below. I encourage you to stay connected with me over at TonyGarcia-Jackson.com, and I look forward to being with you next week. As always, thank you for watching.